Turn pain into precision. Think like a tactician. Pain is the greatest intelligence test life gives you. Not school, not books, not degrees, but raw pain. The kind that breaks your routine, bends your ego, and cuts your illusions open. And in that chaos, the weak beg for comfort. But the future rulers, they go quiet. They stop feeling and start calculating. They look at pain like a message, like a puzzle, like a warning shot from the universe saying, adapt now or be erased. If you're still reacting to pain emotionally, you haven't understood it yet. Pain is data. It shows you where you're exposed. It shows you what they can use against you. It reveals who you depended on, who you overestimated, and where your defenses were weak. This is where you stop seeing pain as an enemy and start using it like a scalpel. You dissect it. You sit with it. You ask, why did this hit me so hard? And the answer always comes back to one thing. You let your mind fall asleep. Machiavelli would tell you, never let peace lull you into softness. The world is not a safe place. It's a board of moods, traps, and consequences. And when you treat life like a battlefield, you begin to act like a tactician. Pain stops being bad. It becomes feedback. Your heartbreak, data. Your failure, map coordinates. Your betrayal, a list of vulnerabilities you need to seal shut. While others collapse under emotion, you start crafting responses, not reactions. Responses. Because a response is a product of strategy. It's timed, it's chosen, it's cold. That's power. You see, most people are playing checkers with their pain, jumping too fast, too loud, too desperate. But you play chess. You stop asking, why me? And you start asking, where can this pain position me long term? That's the Machiavellian mindset. Cold, clear, focused. Every time life stabs you, don't bleed. Analyze. What did it expose? What weakness in your system made it possible? What blind spot let them get close? What habit left your energy scattered? Pain isn't just an alert, it's a blueprint. But only if you're ruthless enough to look at it without flinching. And here's where your power multiplies. When you begin to predict pain, you stop walking into the same traps. You see the pattern before it repeats. You read people before they open their mouths. That's not trauma, that's tactical memory. It's your nervous system saying, I've seen this move before, we're not falling for it again. This is the birth of intuition, sharpened by experience, filtered through logic. You no longer feel your way through life, you observe. And from observation, you calculate. That's what makes you terrifying. But strategy isn't just what you do to others, it's how you treat yourself. You wake up with a protocol. You don't let random thoughts set your mood. You don't let emotion dictate your decisions. You sit still, breathe, and decide what the day demands of you. Do you need to be calm, cold, assertive, silent? Aggressive, strategic people never walk into situations unarmed. And that weapon you carry isn't in your hand, it's in your mind. You begin to filter everything: conversations, relationships, habits. You stop talking for validation. You start speaking with intention. You stop showing up to be liked. You start entering spaces with presence. And every time someone tests you, you don't bark. You observe. You don't argue. You document. You don't react. You reposition. That's the man life fears. The one who doesn't just survive pain, but uses it to refine his sharpness. You walk different. You think ahead. You smile less. But when you do, it means something. You don't need to be loud. Your silence becomes a warning. That's the energy that changes rooms without saying a word. You've been taught to feel your feelings. No. Feel your strategy. Study your patterns. Rebuild your responses. Emotion is a signal, not a command. It's not here to rule you. It's here to guide you into deeper logic, into presence, into precision. And if you learn to stay calm under fire, they'll never see your next move coming. That's what they fear most. Not the man who explodes, but the man who calculates in silence. Machiavelli understood something the world forgot, that strategy is the only true power. Charm fades, emotions fluctuate, but strategy outlasts them all. It's how the weak flip the script. It's how the broken rewrite the outcome. And now, that's your new identity. Not stronger, sharper. Not healed, calculated. Not nice, unreadable. So from this point forward, stop praying for less pain. Train your mind to extract the value inside it. That's how you win. You don't rise by being the loudest. You rise by being the one who knows how to move without being moved. And if you're ready to turn pain into power, real, dangerous, strategic power, I want you to comment this right now. I no longer react. I reposition. Write it. Own it. Move in silence.
Become emotionally immune. Let the weak keep screaming. You're working on your next move. Become emotionally immune. Kill their control. Let's get one thing straight. The world doesn't destroy you with weapons. It destroys you with expectations, with pressure, with emotional bait. You're told to be nice when you should be silent, to forgive when you should walk away, to explain when you should disappear. And every time you comply, you lose a piece of yourself. That's how control works, not with force, with emotion. But you're not playing that game anymore. You're done bleeding for people who sharpen the knife. This is where you begin your emotional immunity. Not numbness, immunity. The difference? Numbness avoids. Immunity absorbs and remains unaffected. That's the power you're building now. You don't let their words pierce. You don't let their absence shake you. You don't let their opinions override your standard. You hear it, you see it, but it doesn't reach your core. Why? Because you've reinforced the walls inside, and nothing that isn't truth gets through. The weak give their energy away like it's nothing. One insult, and they spiral. One ghosted message, and they lose all self-respect. One setback, and they collapse into victimhood. But Machiavelli would tell you a ruler must be unshakable, not because he's hard, but because he's focused. You can't control your empire if you can't control your emotion. You can't lead others if anyone can destabilize you with a few careless words, and you damn sure can't protect your mind if you keep handing out access like it costs nothing. You must audit everything that touches your energy. Every conversation, every environment, every person. You must ask, does this strengthen me or does this scatter me? And the second you feel yourself shrinking, doubting, or hesitating, cut it. Emotionally, because this is not about revenge, strategically, quietly. This is not about revenge. This is about preservation. They don't need to know you're done. They just need to feel the void where your emotional investment used to live. You're not here to chase clarity from people who enjoy confusing you. You're not here to keep proving your worth to people who benefit from making you doubt it. Your self-respect is not up for negotiation anymore. You know who you are now. And that version doesn't ask twice, doesn't chase, doesn't beg. It's a version that walks away so silently, people start to wonder if they ever truly had access to you at all. This is what makes you terrifying. That you're no longer reachable by manipulation, that they can't predict your reaction, that you respond with calm, not chaos. You don't clap back, you don't rant, you don't argue. You vanish emotionally first, physically later. And when they go looking for the version of you that used to play their game, they'll find emptiness. That's power. That's your new weapon. Absence loaded with present. You must build a standard so high that anyone who brings inconsistency, disrespect, or emotional confusion self-destructs before they can reach your core. Not because you attack them, but because your emotional clarity acts like a mirror. It shows them who they are, and most people can't stand their reflection, especially when it's not being softened by your sympathy anymore. Let them call you distant. Let them say you've changed. They're right, you have. You've evolved past the version of yourself that needed to be liked, that over-explained, that tolerated. You've become immune to anything that drains you. And now, they can feel it. That coldness, it's not hate, it's peace. That silence, it's not distance, it's protection. You no longer seek to be understood, you seek to be undisturbed. Machiavelli said, the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. So ask yourself, who gets access to your world? Who still has emotional power over you? Who do you let inside even after they've broken your mind a dozen times? That's your audit. That's your cleanup mission. And when it's done, you'll stand lighter, sharper, more dangerous than ever before. Because nothing is more powerful than a man who has learned to protect his inner state. Not with aggression, not with revenge, but with distance, discipline, and detachment. You don't scream for respect. You live in such a way that disrespect can't even enter your space. And when life tries to test you again, it won't find the same entry points. You've sealed the cracks, you've burned the bridges, and what stands now is a mind immune to everything that once broke it. So I'll ask you this, are you still reacting, or are you controlling? Are you still bleeding for the same stories, or have you rewritten them? Are you still giving emotional power to the unworthy, or have you cut the cord? If you're done being emotionally available to anything that weakens you, comment this now. My peace is locked. No one gets in. Let the world keep reaching for the old you. That door is sealed shut. You've entered a state of psychological control now, and once you arrive here, you never go back. Immunity isn't numbness. It's the fortress where pain enters as a guest and leaves as a lesson, leaving you unbreakable.